Well, Mr. President, thank you so much. 2 years in a row. We appreciate you making the time to sit down with us.
As you remember, Chris Cashman, Fred Northup Jr., we are the Fred Hutch Holiday Gala auction team.
Thank you so much for being here. As I was telling you in our walk over, I've been a huge admirer of your work for a very long time.
Wow. That's great. That's going to be huge for us. Establishes our credibility for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure you saw the announcement. This is the 40th anniversary of Fred Hutch.
That impressed me.
Now, Mr. President, we came all the way from Washington State.
Yeah, the other Washington.
That's right. Any questions you want to ask us about the Pacific Northwest?
What do you think are some of the most stubborn misconceptions about nature?
Okay, good question. Everyone knows nature in the Pacific Northwest, right? The mountains and the oceans and everything else. But for us, it's really about the age-old question, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
And the question we should be asking is, how do we stop these woodchucks? Because they're taking away jobs from our loggers. Okay, my great-grandfather was a woodchucker.
How do you think we can reach the public around these issues?
I'm glad you asked, because we think that we need to form some sort of a woodchuck task force, and it's not going to be cheap.
No, our budget estimate is that it's going to cost $2 billion to study this issue.
To do it the right way.
Really go at the problem in a serious way.
Yeah, someone needs to take the lead on this woodchuck issue.
Right, I don't want to point fingers, Mr. President, but in the history of your administration, you have only studied 2 woodchucks.
I think one of them was a groundhog.
Sadly, it seems as if we haven't made as much progress as we need to on it.
And we appreciate your honesty, Mr. President. But look, this is getting too serious.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Okay.
We want to challenge you to a staring contest.
Okay, we are very hard to beat, I'll warn you, but here's how it works. First person to blink loses. All right, Mr. President, on your mark, get set, go.
You can quit anytime you want, Mr. President. No shame in tapping out. He's starting to crack. There he goes.
Come on, Mr. President.
There he goes.
Give
You're
in.
gonna blink.
Give in.
And he blinks. Winner, winner, winner.
Undefeated.
Now, Mr. President, of course, in Seattle, one of our most popular attractions is the Space Needle.
Right, but we have heard from our sources that your favorite place to visit in Seattle is the Fred Hutch campus.
You wish you could take everybody to, so that they could really appreciate what this marvelous gift we've gotten is.
Mr. President, in the Northwest, of course, we're known for our nasty weather. However, we have never had a sharknado.
No, if you haven't seen the movies, Mr. President, they're documentaries about sharks that are trapped inside of tornadoes.
They're not documentaries, but they are based on a true story. Mr. President, what have you learned from watching Sharknado 1, 2, or 3?
It was one of the things that taught me not only to appreciate nature, but also that you had to care for it.
Now, Mr. President, as you already know, this is Dr. Gilliland. He is the president and the director of Fred Hutch, and that is impressive.
Absolutely. But we feel like he's not getting proper credit for this amazing mustache.
It's one of the great, I think, secrets of the United States is how big it is.
Mr. President, one last favor to ask of you. Would you consider introducing us on stage, being our announcer?
Yeah, we really think it could lead to a record-setting night.
Well, that's what we're going to be shooting for.
This is very exciting. And we're prepared to pay you as well. I mean, we can settle up on PayPal, Bitcoin, whatever.
I think you're right about that there's got to be an economic component to this.
I think that's political for, yeah, we got to pay him.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. President, why don't you tell us what this buys us?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome you to the Hutch Holiday Gala. Now please welcome the very best auction team you can find at, on Craigslist. Fred Northup Jr. and Chris Cashman.